Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Honestly Nay, coming at you with some sexual thoughts. So, I just got back from the Poly Dallas Millennium Conference. It is a conference about consensual non-monogamy. Basically, it's a conference about polyamory, and I had so much fun. It was my very first Poly Dallas. I love Dallas. I love the weather. The humidity is awesome. And then it just felt so good to be in a space with other people that were knowledgeable or people that were open to the polyamorous lifestyle. It was really dope to be able to see all of my boos and my bays and my friends and have us be able to kick it and chill together. And it was really good to get more knowledge and get more information, and not only that, but to have an opportunity to talk with people that do have knowledge and information, so we can have deep level conversations. Like, I don't just have to have like surface level conversations. We can really get into it. And not only that, there was so many people that knew so much more than me, so it felt really good just to be able to sit back and absorb and just learn and just be in this environment. So you can't get rid of me now. Poly Dallas Millennium, I'm here. You're stuck with me. Hopefully, I'll be back next year and I'll present some stuff. I had the opportunity to perform at Poly Dallas. I performed at the Sex Ed A Go-Go show. Shout outs to Ruby and to Dirty Lola. And it was so much fun. I did You Do It Right. If you haven't seen that video, somewhere there's a button that you can push somewhere so you can go see that video. But yeah, you're stuck with me now, Poly Dallas. You can't get rid of me. There you go. So when I put out a call to find out what it is that y'all wanted to hear me talk about, I got this overwhelming response for people to want me to talk about polyamory. And I think that it's because people kind of approach this idea of polyamory the same way they approach this idea of monogamy, right? So there's only one way to be monogamous, right? It's you're with me and you're mine, and you can't go get anything from anybody else. And if you need anything, I will provide that for you. And it's just going to be me and you right here. There's only one way to do it. There's only one way that it can ever be done. And people think that polyamory is some like new age thing, but on the timeline of human history, monogamy is a fairly recent invention, right? It makes a lot of sense financially, socially, for people to engage in polyamorous relationships. So let's roll it back. What is polyamory? Poly meaning many, amory, amor, meaning love, many loves, right? So it's a person who engages in multiple loving relationships with multiple people. Listen to that wording. Multiple loving relationships. So that doesn't mean that they're engaging in multiple sexual relationships. They can be engaging in multiple sexual relationships, but the thing about polyamory is that there is no right or wrong way to do it. You do your polyam the way that you do your polyam. And if you're hearing those words polyam, we want to switch the language from saying poly, right? Because there are Polynesian people who actually are poly. And it can be really confusing when you say, yeah, I'm poly, and I'm looking at you and you don't look like you came from an island, right? So polyam, if you want to make it short. Now, polyamory looks however you want it to look. I know polyamorous people who are married with children. I know polyamorous people who are getting unmarried so their partners can go be with other partners. I know polyamorous asexual people that will cuddle you so hard. I know solo polyamorous people, and that means that they don't engage in a primary relationship, right? There is no right or wrong way to do polyamory. Another thing that I hear from people is that they think that there is some secret formula. You need some particular kind of skill in order to be successful in a polyamorous relationship. And that's untrue. The same skills you need for a successful monogamous relationship, for a successful platonic relationship, you need in a successful polyamorous relationship. You need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to have and know what your boundaries are, set those boundaries, enforce those boundaries. What I think is really interesting is that people think that polyamory is not something that kind of, impacts their kind of everyday life, right? Think about it. Do you have a friend who you just go do this activity with? Do you have a friend who you call when you're going through this particular situation? Do you have multiple parents? Do you care about one parent more than the other parent? Like, we are polyamorous in multiple aspects of our lives, but for some reason, when it comes to intimate relationships, people freeze up at the idea of being able to get what you need from multiple people. I don't know about you, but the idea that I am solely responsible for meeting all of someone's emotional and social needs is a little bit like terrifying, because I have needs too, and I am responsible for myself and my needs as well. So instead of trying to present a video that tries to be like polyamorous people are magical unicorns, we are magical unicorns, but we're not these magical creatures that just defy the laws of the world, right? So I think one of the easiest ways to normalize this is to give language, because a lot of people don't understand that there are different types of polyamory, right? So I mentioned that I know polyamorous people that are married, and they are married and they have children, and people always ask, like, how do children deal with polyamorous relationships? The thing to understand is that children are blank slates, right? They only know what you teach them. They only know what you teach them. So if they grow up in a household where they know that their parents have multiple partners and their parents can engage in whomever, whatever, and just because this married couple has multiple partners, that doesn't mean that their partners are interacting with their children. That doesn't mean that their partners aren't interacting with their children. Like I said, you can do polyamory however polyamory fits you, right? Another thing that I like to touch on when it comes to polyamory is people always ask for terminology, right? So one of my new favorite words is paramour. So a paramour is your lover's lovers. So if I have a girlfriend and my girlfriend has a girlfriend, my girlfriend's girlfriend is my paramour. Hey y'all, correction. So the situation I just described, if my girlfriend had a girlfriend, then her partner is my metamour. Now, if I was married to this woman, so if my wife had a girlfriend, then that would be my paramour. So that way you can kind of identify what those connections are. Now, another thing is that people are like, oh my gosh, I don't think I could handle seeing my partner be with another person. You don't have to see your partner be with another person. If my girlfriend has a girlfriend, I don't have to have any interaction with that woman if I don't want to. I don't even have to know who she is or what she up to or what she doing. Now, is it important for me to know that my girlfriend has another girlfriend? Yes. And that's just because health-wise, if you're engaging in sex with somebody else and you're having sex with me, I'm having sex with that other person as well. So it's really important that we have those conversations. Another thing is that you can set your own boundaries. So if me and my girlfriend are hanging out, my boundary might be I would really prefer if you didn't text your other partners while you're here kicking it with me. Like, I would appreciate that when you're in my bubble that our attention is on each other and not somewhere else, right? Another thing is that not all of these relationships are sexual. There are asexual people in the world in general, and there are asexual polyamorous people. Asexual people are typically not interested in having sex, but that doesn't mean that they're not interested in having romantic relationships. It also doesn't mean that they aren't interested in having romantic relationships, right? The thing to understand is that there are so many flavors out there, and just sticking to your one flavor might be like your jam, right? But don't come for me if my bowl got 32 scoops in it, okay? So I think we need to move out of this idea that monogamy is the way to go and is the way to be. And that can be really difficult if you've only ever been exposed to monogamy. So that is why I am so thankful that conferences like Poly Dallas Millennium exists, because now here you can come and see all of these people, and the majority of the people at Poly Dallas Millennium are people of color. So for everybody who's out there thinking like, oh, that's some stuff that white people do, there are white people there, but the majority of the people when I was at this conference were people of color. So if you're interested, if you want some more information, definitely check out Poly Dallas Millennium. But like I said, there's no magic Rubik's Cube that you have to solve in order to be a polyamorous to understand polyamory. And this goes to people who feel like they are constantly cheating on their partners, right? You get and you try to engage in this monogamous relationship and you can't help but tear your attention away to this other person. Maybe you should consider polyamory. Now, don't get me wrong. When you're engaging in a relationship with a monogamous person and you are a polyamorous person, there can be some discord, there can be some disconnect, right? And then it's up to y'all to figure out whether or not that discord and that disconnect is worth it. I'm not saying that it can't be done. I'm saying that it does take a special duo, trio, triad, quadrat, I don't know. But different strokes for different folks. Polyamory looks however it wants to look for you. But the same skills you need to have any other kind of successful relationship, you need those skills to have a successful polyamorous relationship. Okay? So, did you learn something new? Do you have any other questions? Can I be of any other assistance? Hit me down in that comment section. Now, honestly, Nay is trying to grow. I'm trying to expand. I'm trying to do bigger and better things. But to do those things, I am going to need some help. So I am looking for sponsors. All right? Looking for some sponsors. So if you donate $1 up to $25, you will get a special shout out at the end of the next video, okay? And if you donate $26 and up, you will get a special thank you call from me as well as a shout out on the next. Hey, so if you donate $25 or more, you get a shout out on the next video and you get first dibs on swag when I start getting my swag rolled out. Some things that I'm trying to do are upgrade my equipment. I'm trying to get some more promotional items. I'm trying to go to places and do some more workshops and do some more talks. I'm trying to engage with y'all, but I need some help to do it. So please give whatever you can. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, so you can find all the different ways to donate to me down below. I got PayPal, I got Venmo, I got Cash App, I got you, hopefully. So please help a sister out. I would appreciate it. All right, help a sister out also by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to this channel. If y'all like my sexual sex positive parodies, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you subscribe, because I've got some goals, some benchmarks to hit, and every time I hit a new goal, I hit a new benchmark. I got a new parody coming for y'all. The next parody on deck is Moana's You're Welcome. It's written. I'm just waiting on y'all. So please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. All the places that you can find me will be listed down below, and I will check y'all later. Bye.